The Letter Monster, the worst monster ever known. Author Angel Parrilla de la Fuente. Translated by Manuel Pombo. You can watch this story for free thanks to YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and leave a like so more people can enjoy it. There was once a place that had a school where children loved to read and have stories told to them. The school had a library with many shelves full of children's books. In them, there was a rag doll that had a suit made of newspaper clippings. The doll had long yellow hair made of wool threads. No one had noticed that this doll watched from his shelf how children read stories attentively, and this kept him always intrigued. Every day he watched as the children sat in the library to read the stories in silence, and as the teacher put them back in place so that they would be organized. Do you have the story of the monster who confused his face with his butt? You can find it on that shelf between the books. The night the parents helped the three kings and the tooth fairy and the healthy teeth. One stormy night, lightning woke the doll up and something unimaginable happened. The rag doll could now talk and move. The first thing he said was, "Children's stories, a library full of children's stories." Over the next few days, no one realized that the rag doll was not on the shelf. But what they did realize is that little by little, something horrible was happening to their stories. What was happening was that the letters were slowly disappearing and the books were left with only the drawings. The boys and girls were the first to realize this while reading them and were very concerned about it. What can we do? They wondered. We have to rewrite them, take a pencil and put the missing words on the blank sheets. The children who had the best penmanship were put in charge of rewriting them. But it wasn't a good idea because none of them remembered exactly how they were written. The children were sad because every day that passed they had fewer books to read, and they had to find out why the words of their stories were disappearing. A group of brave boys and girls entered that library and began to search in silence, so that the teacher would not scold them and find out what was happening. A girl bent down to put a book away, and when she moved the ones on the shelf, she saw the rag doll behind them with an open storybook and saw him eating the letters. The girl shouted, "Here you are, monster! Leave our books alone! Get out of our library!" The rag doll, surprised, ran away in terror. "Our rag doll has become the worst monster ever. He's the one who eats our stories. I've seen him hiding while eating the letters, and when I told him not to, he ran away. We have to come up with a plan to defeat him. Why don't we take all the books out of the library so that the monster won't have letters to eat and we'll have to go somewhere else, leaving our stories alone?" That same, another group entered the library and put all the books they could fit in their backpacks, but in the library, there were so many books that they were not able to take them all, so the monster continued eating the letters of the books that remained there. The plan they devised had been a failure. In the yard, the children decided that everyone had to shout at that monster, telling him not to eat the letters of their books, and everyone shouted loudly at the same time, "Children, leave monster! We want to read books!" They said it several times and shouted it louder and louder, but the worst monster ever known ignored them, and the next day had eaten the letters of another book, and no one in the school remembered what the story was about. The worried children decided to better organize themselves because since they could not defeat the letter monster, they thought that each child had to read a story and memorize it. So when he ate the letters of all the histories, he would leave, and they would win when they remembered them. For a time, the older children told the younger children stories as they turned the blank pages and showed them the drawings. But over time, they remembered less details of each story. Then they realized how important it is to know how to read and write, because you can always reopen a book and learn the story again. During recess, the children ran to the library so they could read as many stories as possible, because they didn't know if the next day that book would have letters. One day, while doing an activity in the library, the teacher told them that they had to write a vowel on a piece of paper, and the moment the teacher left, the monster who was eating the letters of their books appeared around a corner of the library. "It's the letter monster," said the children, and to face the evil monster, they crumpled the papers they were writing on and began throwing the paper balls at him as he ran between them. One boy hit him with a paper ball that had the vowel O. The monster then repeated O. As he passed another child, a paper ball containing the vowel E hit the monster in the head, and it repeated E. The same thing happened when he got the rest of the vowels. What was going on? The children realized that the letter monster, as they called the rag doll, although he was always in the library, could not read or write, and that is why he was eating the letters of their stories, to see if in this way he could learn. Because the children could read, they sat down next to the rag doll and began to teach him the vowels. A, E, I, O, U. Then they showed him all the letters of the alphabet, and the rag doll learned from them that if we put the letters together, we manage to form syllables. If we put the syllables together, we can form words. If we put the words together, we can form sentences. If we put the sentences together, we create a beautiful story and see how important it is to know how to read and write. From then until now, whenever teachers ask children if they want to read a story, they should pay full attention in case the worst monster of all appears in your library, which is the letter monster. The only thing left to say is that all the boys and girls had sweet dreams while their parents read them this story. End.